Yes, y'all. It's your boy Cam Legend. Hope all is well in this dunya. Just finished a grounding session, and in this video, I'm going to be speaking about why spirituality is the ultimate cheat code to bending this physical reality. So, the Matrix, as we see it, loves to emphasize on hard work. And don't get me wrong, hard work is a key component to success in this physical reality. But the way the Matrix portrays hard work is, instead of you doing a 9 to 5, you do a 8 to 6, or you do a 7 to 7, 12-hour shift. But this is based upon linear thinking. It's based on linear time, that the more you put in physically with time, the more you're going to get out. Now, this is a half-truth. If you're on an hourly wage, you doing an extra 2 hours on your hourly wage is only going to be detrimental to your physical body over time. So yes, you do overtime, you collect your money, but ultimately they've been ranking up the hours that you're almost always in overtime. But over time, you're physically harming yourself by putting yourself under duress. Now, there's another way to work with time, and that is by folding it. Because time is actually a spiral. It formates as a spiral. There's no such thing as time. Time is all happening in the now, the past, the present, the future. It's all happening right now. This is why we live in a society from this conscious community that speaks about nowism and power of now. Ultimately, you have the ability to change your reality right now in this right instance. So the shaman will fold time, because the shaman would access information straight from source. So even if you're a spiritual person and we know about synchronicities, you may be wanting to know more about a certain subject, and then somebody just recommends you the right book that you was looking for, or you was about to go on this retreat, and then there's a deal that just got sent to your email. That is working with the normal processes of time, but you're speeding up your frequency through synchronicities because you're vibing high. Now, when you get into meditation and trance, this trance may be 1 hour, but you lose the sense and perception of time because you'll be receiving so much intuition, thoughts, information. But the reason you're able to do this is because you're vibing at a high vibration. So you lose your sense of time and you're actually traveling distances. Your auric field is vibing at its highest frequency that can be tamed within your physical body. Okay, so ultimately you have the ability to beat time. And the reason why I look at spirituality as the key figure for my ascension process, even in this physical reality, in this physical show that I'm here, is because I'm able to do things in periods of time which is seen to be and deemed to be impossible. You see? So when you work with understanding spiritual traditions like shamanism and all these kind of things, you have the ability to make your physical reality much more better. Just like the shaman will know when it's about to rain, so he tells his family and the tribe to put the tents up and all of that, you also have an aspect of yourself that you'll be receiving signals to tell you, hey, it's best you focus on your business doing this because it's the most practical thing, it's the most easier thing to do. Or you may get a sign that it's best for you to leave your hometown and move to a different area because it's about to get weird and they're throwing in mandates or something. But ultimately, you have the ability to beat time, because time is based upon Saturn, and Saturn is our 7th planet in our solar system, and it's the furthest out. Obviously, you have Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, but I'm not talking about that. In terms of our physical reality, the 7 planets have the most importance to us physically, and especially Saturn, because it's the last one. And that's why Saturn, pattern, chronos, which means time, synchronicity, sin, the moon, that's another name for the moon, chronos, time, synchronicity, that's the 2 words put together. And then you also have the word chronological, which is alluding to time. So ultimately, we're here. Saturn is all the way out there. So before information relays back to Saturn, it's got to go through certain spheres of light. And there's ways to beat Saturn not through linear thinking, but through going into these heavy meditation trances, by sending telepathic thoughts, by grounding, intuition, because thoughts is faster than the speed of light. I've already mentioned this before. Thoughts, you can receive 6,000 thoughts a day. But light, as we see, takes time to relay back to us, because it's more physical, it's more dense. Whereas thoughts, it doesn't need a shell. Thoughts are always in the air. You just receive thoughts as a medium. So you might get the most enlightened thought, and now it's inspired you to take action on it. And then when you've implemented, taken action on it, which uses physical energy, you now manifest something quicker than light, quicker than the speed of light. Okay? So it's a real science. You know, so you want to be so in tune, you know how to take action. And this is still an essence of working hard. Because you see, once you start becoming high in vibration, things that seem to be impossible now becomes much more easier. When you start eating foods that's high in vibration, aka fruits and vegetables, you become so lighter in consciousness, and a light body, it's almost angelic. It's almost like you're an angel, you see? Angels don't have physical bodies because they're so light in consciousness. But once you start fasting, trust me, you start hallucinating, but you also start receiving higher intuition. Whereas if you're eating a lot of food, you become very physical, very dense, very lazy. Lazy is a slow vibration. That's why just to move is like a big deal. That's because you're slow in vibration, you see? But your thoughts amplify, because ultimately to receive higher intuitive thoughts, let me repeat that, to receive higher intuitive thoughts, you need to be at theta waves. Now, theta waves is a brainwave state which is just before delta, which is like your sleep, unconscious, dream world. Now, although theta waves is a slower frequency, it has higher amplitude. Okay? So you're receiving higher intuitive thoughts of high vibration. You're receiving true thoughts that can actually help you manifest. And this is why delta is alluding to when you're asleep, because those thoughts now become visions in your dreams. That's why it's the highest amplitude, but it's the slowest frequency. So it's a slower wave, but the information that is being pushed down through each pulsation is so vivid that it becomes a vision in your dream. But you also have the ability to stay in theta waves with your eyes open through meditation, and as soon as you wake up, to receive high intuitive thoughts, so much to the point the thoughts can actually portray a vision with your eyes open, okay? So this is how you can fold time while still being conscious, while still doing things, while still being active. And ultimately, if you want to ingest information that's going to help you manifest, you want to do it before you go to bed and when you wake up, okay? So this is just a quick one. I hope you understood that, okay? But you ultimately can fold time. You can get a lot of work done through looking past the way you perceive time. And you can ultimately make your physical reality a better one. That's what it's about. People think spirituality is just about going to the woods and doing this and doing that and just being woo. No. The highly successful people we see in this reality understand the concepts of metaphysics. And that's why they brought out metaverse now. So with that being said, peace.